Okay, hello everyone. Um, this is going to be our final lecture for this semester. So I'm so proud of each one of you to reach this level. Basically, we will be discussing the seismic detailing, bond development, and splicing reinforcement. So, humana naman ta sa mga uh, structural members. So, concluding, diri na ta sa part nga ang reinforcement na atong hisgutan. Especially, magamit na siya ninyo sa inyong detailing nga concept pod. Okay? So, for part 1, we will be discussing seismic detailing. So, kani siya is nigawas ka pa ni siya sa board exam. Uh, Probably around 5 years ago, 6 years or more. So, might as well incorporate this in our class. So, first and foremost, unsa the reason behind seismic detailing of reinforced concrete? So, the fundamental reason behind seismic detailing is to ensure that a structure possess enough ductility to dissipate energy during an earthquake without collapsing. So, while standard design focuses on the strength to resist gravity loads, seismic detailing focuses on how a building behaves when pushed to its limits. So, naatay comparison to this. Let's describe the property or feature of a structure. So, per se, pag kag ductile or ductility, atong seismic detailing goal ana, we should allow the building to sway and deform without collapsing. Pero if dili sakto ang pagka-detail ana, it will result to a brittle or glass-like nga mag-sudden collapse mo siya dali or mabuak in layman's term. So on the other hand, the second property or the of redundancy, it provides multiple paths for the load to travel. So motong giingon nga load path. So I think ang distribution sa loads nato nasabtan na manggid nato. And of course, sa isa ka structure dili lang dapat isa ang pwede niya nga load path. It should be redundant and it should be in multiple paths so that if ever man mo collapse tong isa ka nga side, dili siya mag-entail sa entire collapse sa structure. So mo na ang reason nga nung kinahanglan ta mag provide og multiple paths nga pwede agian sa imong mga loads or basically the load path. Now, if that is not followed, it would result to a progressive collapse or pancake effect. What does this mean? Ang lower structure mo fail una, pataas, 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 hantod sa wala na kay makita nga structure. So, basically, kanatong mga kita nga mga collapse automatic, mo na siyang ginatawag nga pancake collapse or pancake effect. So, lastly, for the third property of your structure, stability, it is where we keep the vertical supports or your columns standing. So, related gihapon ni siya sa previous no nga if poor imuhang detailing ana, it would result to a total structure loss nga kanang makita ninyo sa social media and other in other places. So mo na siya ang ato ang introductions. Um, Probably you will encounter the seismic zones in your SDB, but I will be introducing you to these concepts first. So ang dili lang manggod ta limited to zone 2 and 4, right? Ang zone 0 to 1, it indicates that it is actually low seismic risk. Zone 2 is 2 to 3 and then zone 4 for high seismic risk. But apparently here in the Philippines, we only have classified 2. So those are zone 2 on zone 4. So I have discussed to you that again, zone 2 is just some parts of Palawan, Sulu, Tawi-Tawi, and then the rest of the Philippines is part of the zone 4. So, most of us, especially here in Cagayan de Oro, we actually belong to a high seismic risk. So, that's why zone 4, whenever we design for the static lateral force procedure, we often incorporate or put uh, our places or the locations of your projects in Zone 4. So, muna siya, based na siya sa NSCP 2015. Now, when we talk about beams of SMF, this is actually stated in NSCP, natay ginabutang or ginatawag nga dimensional limits. So, each beam shall be satisfied through A and B and C. So, clear spans L sub n shall be at least 4D, and then the width or B sub W shall be at least 0.3 H, and then BW shall be at least 200 mm. So, what else? Next is for the longitudinal reinforcements, this is still included in the same section. Beams shall have at least two continuous top bars at top and bottom faces. No. Next is maximum reinforcement ratio or Pmax shall not exceed 2.5% or 0.025. And then positive moment reinforcement shall be at least one half of the negative moment reinforcement provided at the face of the joint, and then neither the positive moment nor the negative moment reinforcement at any section along the member length shall be less than one-fourth of the maximum negative moment provided at either joints. So, for example, natay mga examples anis nga detailing, no. For the location, left, mid, and right support, so top, bottom, 10-25 sa top, left, and then bottom left is 2-25, middle right, middle is 2-25, 6-25, and then sa right kay 8-25 and 4-25. And according to the code, we are the positive moment reinforcement shall not be less than one half of the negative moment. So, dapat dugol ra or above 50% ang imuhang reinforcement. So, that means that this portion here is wrong, and then this one as well. So, the correct detailing should be replaced with at least man. So, mo ni siya. Now, sa bottom naman, if you're wondering, anong 4 na siya, so at least 1/4 raman. So anyway, these are some keynotes that you should be abiding. What else? According to NSCP as well, lap splices or ang kanang bitong pagputol nimo sa rebar of deformed longitudinal reinforcement shall be allowed if hook or spiral reinforcement is provided over the slab length. And then, spacing of the transverse reinforcement enclosing the lap spliced bars shall not exceed the smaller of the over 4 and then and 100 mm. So, if ever, this is what it looks like. Basically, ang pasabot manggod ana, for example, syempre, ang rebar magod, pag mupalit ka na og kabilya, ana na siya mga commercial lengths, di ba? Amo to akong gingon. And then, what if, no, kinahanglan gid ka magputol because it's either kulang siya, so kinahanglan ka magdungag. So dili pwede nga ang imong himuon is mugunting mo putol ka ana tapos imuan ra yung sumpayan og another one in ana ra gyapon, wait lang. Like that. Mo na siya. Dili pwede na nga diretso ra nimo itapad na isumpay din mo sila nga dili nimo sila ilapas. So, ang pasabot dai sa lap splices guys is ang sakto nga pagputol sa mga kabilya and sakto nga length nga pagbutang nga maglapas sila. So, example mo nimo ang isa ka bar, butang nato mo din ni ang isa ka bar nimo. Then ayha din na ni sila hiktan and continuous na siya ha. So, ayha din na sila hiktan. So, ang kanang distance gikan sa iyang paglap splice, splicing may tawag anang pagputol, and then ang lap splice is ang kanang pag sumpay and then pag patong inana siya. Then higot, hiktan. So inana ang example anang lap splices. So sa lap splice pa lang daan na natay mga conditions nga gina-follow, dili lang kay pwede ra lagi ni nga inanaon niya kay gatipid lagi siya aron magamit patong uban nga length, so dili na siya pwede ingon ana. Kinahanglan nga followed gyapon ta sa lap splice nga standard, which is ana diri spacing of the transverse nga di over 4 or 100. So ina na siya. Pero actually sa construction na amang gyapon tay gina-follow gud nga rule of thumb. So mao na siya kasagara. Ang para sa yun ra bitaw kay syempre mas pinadali man gud atong kinahanglan pag natag construction kani ato kay puro ra man gud ni theoretical. Pag naa mo construction lahi pod ang rule of thumb nila didto para mas paspas sila makasolve, maka-identify matik kani ana etc. So mo ni siya si lap splice length guys. Mo na siya kung pasabot nga nagsapaw. So by the way mo ni siya ang giingon nga dapat ang spacing ana nila is dapat less than or dili siya mo exceed sa d over 4 and 100 mm. For lap splices shall not be used in location. So napod siya gingon nga dili pod sa kanunay all the time that we can put lap splices. So there are certain portions in the structures that you are not allowed to lap splice, especially nga dako ang amount of moment or stress na adidto nga location sa imong structural members. So these are the following locations nga dili ta pwede mag lap splice. Mao ni siya ang mga minimum requirements. So 2H or twice the height, and then what else? Mao ni siya negative, usually dapat ma-follow ni siya nga dapat dili mo pwede mag lap splice ana within joints. So syempre dili ta pwede within joints kana sila. Dili ta pwede within a distance twice the beam depth or 2H from the face of the joint. So mo na siya. So from this is the face of the joint going towards here, that's 2H or twice the height or the beam depth. And then within a distance of twice the beam depth or 2H from the critical sections where flexural yielding is likely to occur. So man akong gingon nga dili pwede nga especially sa locations nga dagko og moments. Okay. And then next is when we talk about transverse reinforcements. So hoops shall be provided in the following regions of the beam. So over a length of 2H from the face of joints towards midspan sections at both ends of the beam, and then over lengths of equal to 2H on both sides of a section where flexural yielding is likely to occur as a result of lateral displacements beyond the elastic range of behaviors, and that the first hoop shall be located not more than 50 mm from the face of the supporting column, and then over a length of equal to 2H from the face of joint, spacing hoops shall not exceed the smallest of 1, 2, 3. So what are these three conditions? So again, that's D over 4, 6 dB, and then that's 150. So and then lastly, where hoops are not required, stirrups with seismic hooks at both ends shall be spaced at a distance not more than D over 2, more important, through the length of the beam. And then napod siya. F, continuation, where hoops are required, primary longitudinal reinforcing bars closest to the tension and compression phases shall have support in accordance to these sections. So in every corner and alternate longitudinal bars shall have lateral support provided by a corner of a tie with included angle not more than 135-degree hooks. So actually before, ang allowed nga degree of hooks nimo is just 90 degrees. Pero gi-update ang NSCPN, gihimo na siyang 135 degrees. So 135 degrees. So for example, this is your beam, 'di ba? This is your beam na kay stirrups. So ang pasabot ani is this one ba? Dapat ang angle ani is greater than 135. Amo na siya. And then, yes, that's what I meant. So, sayop siya before, sa una, it was still permitted, but when the NSCP was updated, so dili na siya pwede. Pero, there are some constructions manggod nga ga-follow gyapon 90 degree, especially kana bitong wala pa na-update sa ilahang knowledge nga dili na dai sakto ang 90 degrees nga hook. So, aside from that, no unsupported bar shall be farther than 150 mm clear on each side along the tie from a laterally supported bar. So, mano siyang giingon. And then supported bar, mano siya. And supported bar. And then this is what is meant by the not farther than 150 mm clear spacing. So, that's the face from the rebar to the next face of the rebar. So, this is a typical beam column connection. Mano siyang katong kaganihang nga grounds. And then, let's talk about na pod sa columns. So, there are dimensional limits for columns. Columns shall satisfy these conditions. Dapat mo ni siya kung giingon that at least 250 mm ra siya. And then, ratio of the shortest cross-sectional dimensional to the perpendicular dimension be at least 0.4. So, kada bitong if mag-rectangular mo, so I think typically sa inyo hanag kuan man as tide, so basically same lang. Pero if mag-rectangular mo, dapat dili siya mo mubo sa 0.4 if imong check ang ratio sa iyang depth to beam, ina na siya, or beam to depth. So example, mo na siya 300 and 250. Okay na siya ratio. If imong i-check ang iyahang shorter to longer length, that's 250 over the 300, so that's 0.83, and that's larger than 0.4. So okay ra day gyapon na siya. So cross-sectional dimensions are definitely adequate. That is what is meant here. So there are also another chapter in our section in the NSCP, wherein states that discusses about the longitudinal reinforcements. So area of longitudinal reinforcement AST shall be at least 0.01 AG and shall not exceed 0.06 gross area. And then in columns with circular hoops, there should be at least 6 longitudinal bars. Ayun naman na siya pasabot. And then, what else? Transverse reinforcements. Take note that transverse reinforcement shall be provided over a length of L sub 0 or LO. Muna siya akong pasabot. This one. From each face on both sides, so napo siya LO diri sa pikas nga side, is likely beyond to occur as a result of lateral displacement beyond the elastic range of behavior. So the length L sub O shall be at least the largest within 1 to 3. So the depth of the column at the joint face at the section where flexural yielding is likely to occur, 1 over 6 the clear span of the column, and then that's 450. So, mano siya, whenever you design column, especially when you are taking into consideration the seismic effects, so mano siya ang conditions nga need ninyo ma-follow. And then, the B condition, maximum spacing of confinement reinforcement shall not exceed the smallest of the following. So, that's 1/4, 6 times the diameter of the smallest longitudinal bars. And take note, man siya ang nigawa sa board exam, S sub 0 is equals to 100 plus 350 minus HX. So, unsa man is HX? That's the maximum center-to-center horizontal spacing of hoop or cross tie on all faces of the column, all over 3 dion, where take note that your S sub 0 should be within the range of 100 and 150 mm. So, first is, mo ni siya ang gakalibugan or gakalisuran sa uban sa board exam nga review. Unsaon pag-identify sa HX. So, pinasimplify na ni siya na version guys ha. So, this, for example, this is a typical detail or cross-section of a column. And then, here are the pre-established mga equations. So, what is H sub x1 and what is H sub x2? Take note that as we define HX, that's the maximum center-to-center horizontal spacing of hoop or cross-tie leg. So, that means nga ang imuhang center-to-center distances ana niya mo na si HX. So, unsay gakaagian ana niya? So, how do we obtain H sub x1 and H sub x2? So, as you can see, nganong gilahi na to si x sub 1 o x sub 2 because, as you can see, this column is a rectangular column. So, that means that one of its sides are not equal. Mo ni siya ang pasabot ana. So that means that similar lang gyapon sila way on how you will be able to determine the value for the h-axis, but lahi nga values imong lantawon. So for example, hx1 unsaon pagkuha si hx1. So that is the spacing plus twice kadibing nganong twice man na siya because naa pa nay twice the dB over 2. So ani lang nga profile is wala na center pero butang lang nato na center na siya. That's why isa ka half and isa pod ka half. So that's dB divided by 2 times 2. So same gyapon here nga na may katunga sa stirrups nimo maagian diri nga portion, and then at the same time there is also another half that is maagian diri nga portion. So that means nga ds over 2, and then you will have to multiply it to 2 because again that is in accordance to the definition of hx, which is the maximum center to center horizontal spacing. Now, if you would go to hx na pod, hx2, pareha ra gyapon sila. So, that's spacing times twice the dB over 2 and then twice the ds over 2 or the diameter of your stirrups. And take note, your hx should not be greater than the 350 mm. So, if you are ever to find these values, nakuha na mo sa duha, you are required to choose the larger value. And then B sub C is the cross-sectional dimension of members core measured to the outside edges of the transverse reinforcement. And then A sub SH, that's the total cross-sectional area of the transverse reinforcement, including the cross ties. Muna siya, within spacing and perpendicular to dimensions B sub C. And then we also have, I think I have introduced this table already in our previous discussions. So that's the transverse reinforcement for columns of special reinforcement frame. So mo lang gyapon ni siya. Imo lang lantawon if asa ang mo abide given raman nga mga tables. And then all you have to do is just to find the greater A of B. So pero typically kani ra ginagamit kani siya. So, you know how to obtain AG, ACH. So, I bet you can actually manage to do this. So, that's BC1 and BC2. K sub F, it's the concrete shear factor. And K sub N, it's the confinement effective factor. And K sub F shall be calculated as follows. So, K sub F is equals to FC prime divided by 175 plus 0.6, wherein the K sub F should be larger than 1 or equal to 1. And then the second K sub F, or the concrete shear factor, N sub 1 divided by N sub 1 minus 2. So take note, or L rather, N sub L, number of longitudinal bars or bundles around the perimeter of a column core that are laterally supported by the corner of hoops or seismic hooks. Ano siya? Every corner and alternate longitudinal bar shall have lateral support and no bar be farther than 150 mm clear from laterally supported bar. And then consecutive cross tie around the perimeter and along the length shall have their 90-degree hooks on opposite sides of the column. And then the dimension x sub I, or these portions kani, or hx sa atong pagtawag, from center line shall not be greater or shall not exceed 360. Now, if diri pud ta nga portion, if your PU, again ha, that's if your PU the ituod ni is less than or greater than 0.3 AGFC prime, then your FC prime is less than your 70 MPa. And then if your PU is larger than this condition and then FC prime is larger than 70 MPa, every longitudinal bar around the perimeter of the column core shall have a lateral support provided by the corner of a hoop or a seismic hoop, and then it should not be greater than 200 mm. Now, if you are going to go for the transverse reinforcements, spacing requirements beyond confinement ties, mo ni siya. And then, beyond the length L sub 0, di ba mo to kung gingon ka ganiya, these portions here, The column must have hoops with spacing not exceeding the smaller of 6 times the diameter of the smallest longitudinal column bars and 150. So, mo ni siya ang pasabot, SDB and 6 dB 6 dB and 150 mm. So, recommended along splice zone, use 100 mm on center spacing. So, splicing of the column at the top length with a slope of 1:6, and then the distance of the lap length shall be in accordance to the parameters for the development length. And then the distance between the splices bound within the same splice zone shall be 600 mm from end to end. And then lastly, let's start probably with our example number 1 for our I think this is the only example for this problem, if I'm not mistaken. So first problem, the section of the column as shown is reinforced with 28 kabuok nga tag 32 mm bars. So dako-dako yun siya nga column with Fy is equals to 414 MPa, and the hoops and cross ties are 16 mm with FYT 275 MPa and spacing of 110 mm. So concrete strength is 21 MPa, so we are to determine the max spacing of confinement reinforcement, and then minimum cross-sectional area of confinement reinforcement parallel to the short direction, and then lastly is similar lang pero in the long direction. So naa kay what do you call this, column profile here 1m 1m times 0.7 mm, I mean m. So that's 1000 mm to by 700 mm. So first nato kwaon is the maximum spacing of confinement reinforcement. So how do we get that? So di ba natay tulo ka grounds, kinahanglan ta 1/4 of the minimum column dimension. So 1/4 anang 700, and then 6 times the diameter of smallest longitudinal bar. So what's the longitudinal bar? That's 32. O 6 times 32. And then now, diri ta medyo taas-taas og ma-solve because mao naman yung pre-established equation, but then again, we are more concerned with the hx. So since this is a rectangular column, so we will be having hx1 and hx2 because lahi man yung hx diri, and then at the same time here. So, first, kung ano na to sa HX, kung ano to pagkuha. Obviously, naatay, pila ka ba? Naatay 1, wait, kayo ba? So, HX1, butang na to, HX, sa ni kayo wala, takabalo. Pa, then, kanipod sila, nga portion here. Ano? So, obviously, upat day kabuk dari HXS, HX, 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 and then HX. So, again, that's 1/4 of 700, 175, and 6 times 32, that's 192. So, one is HX1, and then HX2. So, pero take note, naman tayo mga spacing here, nga bars. So, that is basically 1,000. Kung saan na to si spacing column, takabalo. Dayon, 70, 2 ka 70 because that's the concrete cover, effective concrete cover. Plus, pila man ni kabuok S1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, plus 8 ka spacing para makuha natin sa spacing, which is in this problem, that's 107.5. Now, if sa 700 na sadta, similar lang buhaton, 70 times 2 plus, pila na dayon ka spacing. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, that's 6S. And then that's 93.33. So, you are to choose the larger value. Now, in order for you to get, actually, pwede yung ka magkuha o another HX. Pero, same logic na mong gyapon na kay directly proportional ba sila sa spacing. So, obviously, mas dako yung may yield nga answer ang dakog spacing. So, HX, by the way, HX2, HX1 rather, we're looking at HX1. So, that's 2 cat 107.5. So, asa gikan si 2? Because, obviously, if you will look at it, ang isa ka HX, di ba? Ang isa ka HX is composed of duha ka spacing. So, that's why duha. Pero if ang imong profile is isa ka spacing, you don't necessarily have to put 2 here. So, it's just SC. So, case-to-case basis, kaya po ito nga pre-established nga equation depending on the amount of spacing nga naa sa isa ka hoop or isa ka hook rather. So, muna siya. So, plus 32, that's the diameter of bar divided by 2, then times 2, and then the DS or the diameter of your cross ties and hoops, that's 16 over 2, and then you will have to multiply to 2. So, the yielded answer is 263 mm. So, naanong value, plug into the equation, that's 100 plus 350 minus 263 divided by 3, and you will be getting 129 mm. So, let's check if ang 129 is within the range 100 and 150. So, that's correct. And then, this is already our final answer for this first problem. Now, for the second problem, actually, similar lang yun ang B ug ang C, pero ang difference lang nila is short direction sa B, and tapos sa C is ang longer direction. So, let's use this table. Kinahanglan ta makuha na to ang value. So, tanaw ta, FC prime is obviously less than 70 in this case, di ba? That's less than 70, tanawa. Oh, less than 70 na siya. So, malamang kani. So, that means nga kani nga equations ra to ang gamiton. Oh, mo na siya. Now, sama itong mga values nga need na to kwaon. So, we are needing gross area. So, automatic naman na 1K, 1,000 times 700. Pero we are more concerned with the ACH. Di ba? So, that's BCX times BCY. Or, mano siya nga distances. So, first nato sa kwaon si BCX o BCY. So, BCX is just 1K minus 70 times 2 plus 32 over 2 plus, times 2 and then plus 16 times 2, that's 924. And then same thing gyapon pero ilisan lang ni nato og pila 700. Oh. Pareha na sila. So that's now 624. So pwede na ni nato i-multiply si BCX and BCY para makuha nato si ACH. Na siya. So, along short direction, 624. And then, mano siya itong equations gamit. Sa next slide na lang na ito isolve. Kay got na. So, 0.3 S. That's the spacing. Short direction pa man ta. Kung saan ito? Short direction pa man. So, 0.3 times the spacing times your BCY. BCY. And then, etc. So, that's 0.3 times 110 according to this problem na ra. And then, 924 because itong gamiton sa DI is BCX. 924. And then, multiplied by 1,000 or the gross area mo ni siya. And then, mo ni si ACH. Then, minus 1 multiplied by your FC prime all over FYT. So, obviously, hooks man natong gisgutan diri FYT na siya. Kanito 75. Next is that will yield to an answer of 498.44. And then for the ASH minimum, katong isa ka letter B, that's 0.09 times 110 times 924 times 21 over 275. So that's 698.54. And you will choose the larger answer. And then let's check the actual ASH if minimum ra ba ni siya, wala siya ni exceed. So, ASH or the area of your hoops and cross ties, so that is parallel to the short direction. That is that's 16 mm man ang gigamit here. Pero pila man dai ang parallel. So, this is the short direction, right? mo ni si short direction. So what is meant by parallel? So obviously same of orientation niya. So how many hoops are we able to see here? Pila ka legs? That's 1, that's 2, and then that's 3, and then that's 4, and then lastly that's 5. So that's why multiplied to 5 na siya. So that's 105.31, and then check sa nato if mas dako pa ba sa actual ASH kay minimum. So okay ra. So this is now our final answer. So same process lang gyapon, same og equation, lahi lang siya gross area o ACH here, and as well as the BC. So the rest is the same, and lastly is actual comparison sa iyahang ASH, because from 5 it will now be pila na lang man ikabo, 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4 man na siya. And asa naman to, plug in lang ka, 624 rin na change here. And then 1,000 times 700. I mean, same ra ay kay gross area naman. I mean, ECH ra dapat ma-change. Pero same ra day gyapon. So, most likely, kanira ding B sub C ra ang na-change. And what else? Kana siya. Govern, mas dako man siya. Pero take note, again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 kalegs. Ano? 3, 4. Which is okay. So, the final answer for this problem is 471.74. So, good ra. Now, nanata sa bonds. Part 2 bonds. So, obviously, wala naman ni tanan nga love team. Sure. Wala na ni tanan, wala na love team. Sure. Dapat ani gi-appeal pod ang kuan Don Bell. Dapat appeal si Don Bell diri kay gahapon raman day sila nag-launch. Nga wala na sila project. So, dapat appeal dito od si Don Bell diri. Joke lang na siya. Lighten the mood. And then, obviously, we're not talking about love teams here. Stock bonds, lugar. But, I'm talking about the relationship between your rebar and then sa imong concrete. So, wala di siya solving, kuan lang siya concept-wise. So, bond stresses is a basic assumption made for reinforced concrete design, wherein there should be no slippage of the bars in relation to the surrounding concrete. So, in other words, the steel and the concrete should stick together or bond so that they will act as a unit. So, basically, ang purpose biya sa ribs, kana siya, kana. Diba? Ang purpose sa ribs, sa rebar, katubitong sa mga deformable bars, mga inan na, it's to improve the bond of your rebar to the concrete. And again, if there is no bonding between the two materials, ang tendency what will happen if smooth na siya? No, smooth na siya. Kung sa may tabuan na, kung birahon na nimo, miskan pag nagbutang kag semento, birahon na ni mama, easily ra gyud mo siya bira because wala man siya ribs here. Wala siya ribs. If this is a plain rebar. Diba, gi-introduce na mo during your lecture 1, katong introduction, when do we use the plain rebar? Ginagamit siya at certain points, especially sa pavements, no, sa mga dalans. So again, they will pull loose or basically dali ra siya mahulbot from the concrete. So as a result, the concrete beam will act as an unreinforced member and will be subjected to sudden collapse as soon as the concrete cracks. So naabot ta ginatawag nga pull out test ang ginahimo. So, if this is your concrete beam, ginabira na siya, i-test if pila ang iyahang, if mo pasar ba siya sa pull-out test, A, B, C. So, ano siya. So, obviously, ni-crack siya pag nalabanan na siya bira. And then, that's it. That's part 2 lang. Sa part 3, manipod ni siya ang board exam topic. Kani siya is board exam topic ni siya. Medyo taas-taas tag example ani. Kay nigawas ni siya sa board exam. If I'm not mistaken, that's probably 20 plus. So, probably nanan siya around 2022 and 2023 nga board exam. So, bago pa. Diba? Pero sa amon na time, I think after this, wala na siya ni balik sa 2024. Sa amon na time, 2025 wala, and then even 2026. So, wala ta kabalo. Kasi dahil ibalik na to ni Ma'am Praxi, di ba? Development length. Kani siya, when I was learning this in undergrad, usa man nga mga simboloy. Pero good thing ani is given ra man gud si table. So ang imo lang importante ani nga skill dapat ma-obtain is kabalo ka sa pangitaon nga table ana siya. So development length, unsa din si development length? So whenever bars are extended some distance back into the support and out in the beam to anchor them or develop their strength, the distance is now called the development length. So development length is defined as the minimum length of embedment of bars that is necessary to permit them to be stressed to their yield point plus some extra distance to ensure member toughness. So, muna siya ang imuhang correct and wrong positions of your development length. So, as you can see, wala ba siya anchorage, pasabot sa anchorage, mo siya wala bitaw na hook. If this is your beam and then this is your column, unya mag-crack ni siya here, sa may metabo, wala, hulas ding beam, di ba? So, kita mga structural engineers, kinahanglan nga, ma-extend pa ni gamay ni kaning reinforcement. So, diri na mas si development length, moana na siya. Moana na siya. Oh. Kay para mura siyang mahimog angkla ba, angkla. Anchor sa connection sa beam and sa column. So mo nang ginapangitaan pag yun na nato og column to beam detail, di ba? That is what is typically shown sa column and beam detail, which is mga gyapon ko sa inyo ha, nga kinahanglan reflected dito imuhang development length nga makita si L sub B. Natin mga guidelines sa development length and warning task kini siya. So bali siya ang kondisyon sa development length, and then important dire. So length, development length shall be calculated using this table. Sa man ang mga table sa ato nang lantawon, naatay different modification factors nga gi-introduce atong makita na later. Okay, probably ay paputingali mo kakita ani nga mga symbols. Tadang! Mano siya ang table nga pasabot. So, if you're wondering what are these symbols, this is a Greek mythology. Di ba familiar siya? O siya ka Poseidon, right? So, similar lang gyapon iyang tawag. This is called Sai. Sai na siya. I think ang kanang pangalan Poseidon dira tingal gikan or either way basta kay this is called as psi. So natay sub psi sub T, psi sub E, and then ang psi sub S pod, it's the size, epoxy, and the location, monicity. So dapat na siya ay kanya-kanyang values na sa next slides. So ang development length nga table for deformed and deformed wires in tension. So spacing and cover, clear spacing of bars or wires being developed or lap spliced not less than dB, clear cover of at least dB, and stirrups or ties throughout D sub B not less than the code minimum. And then clear spacing of bars or wires being developed for this case. So obviously, imo lang tawon here is kung unsa nga rebar imong gigamit, whether it's 20 mm or smaller or whether it's larger than 25 mm. So kung if whichever here, maong equation ang imuhang gamiton para makuha nimo ang development length sa tension side. Now, if atong hisgutan ang explanation sa other portions sa table mo siya. Actually, dagay mag rule of thumb good. Pero sige lang. So, sa next table na punta. Dili pa day. Dapat ay isa. So, muna siya akong giingon. Naatay location, epoxy, and the size. So, unsa naman po ni, for deformed bars or deformed wires, L sub D, shall be calculated using this equation, and then in which the confinement CB plus KTR divided by DB shall not exceed 2.5. So this is how you will solve for the KTR. KTR A K sub TR is a factor that represents the contribution of the confining reinforcement across potential splitting planes. So ATR naman on the other hand is the total cross-sectional area of all traverse or transverse reinforcement within space S. And then spacing N and C sub B is lesser than of the distance from a center of a bar or wire to the nearest concrete surface, or one half of the center to center spacing of bars or wire being developed. Okay? Na siya. I guess this should be memorized na lang kay. Always man siya gagagamit good. Muna siya ang other table. This is what I meant when I said that um, the psi values is located here. Dili siya gikan. So si epoxy lightweight, most of the time that's 1.0. So if makakita mo lambda, that's the lightweight concrete. Kabalo naman mo ana because makita ninyo sa shear, di ba? Itong 0.17 lambda square root of FC prime BWD. Diba? That's V sub C. Wala siya. Pero most of the time, limtan man ni nga equation. Malimtan na siya. Nga symbol rather. Pero okay naman po kay 1.0. So, manang di ra kayo easily spotted nga masayo, pinana. Pero, nagi na siya lambda symbol. So, on the other hand na po, kaning mga psi nga symbol. So, wala kong gingon, psi sub E is epoxy. And then, what else? Psi sub T is casting position. Basta kay casting position. And then, what else? S is size. Ano siya? So, na siya yung certain grounds nga imong dapat i-follow para, diba? Para imuhang gamiton. Ano siya nga table, and para nako ihatag ra nga table. No? Ihatag ra nga table. So, sa epoxy na siya mga certain conditions. So, kung coated siya with zinc, and etc. 3 dB and 6 dB, 1.5 gamiton, otherwise 1.2, and then lastly 1. So, i-follow lang yun ninyo kung unsay grounds nga giingon diri. And para nako ihatag ra nako ni. Kay kapoy na memorize ani kataas ba. So, okay? Okay. Ano to pong pen? Cannot see. So, it is on. Meron ako na-appreciate akong ballpen. Nice day. XP. The XP pen din siya. Sorry guys. Namang ginang post sa Facebook group if nice ba daw nga pen. Para nako, okay lang siya. Especially if mag-drawing ka. Or annotate. But, gusto kong lapad-lapad nga drawing tab. Development of standard hooks in tension. Maningyapon siya. Take note, it should be greater. Wait lang. Trisata. So, natay different conditions. FY, epoxy, C, tapos R, and then 8 dB and 150. So, napunta another nga mga cover, and then isa kay confining reinforcement. Nagyapon siya grounds, given na gyapon nga table. So, kung dili man siya given nga table, ang value nga gamiton is i-given lang. Okay, usually if apil ang table, it will took so much space sa bond paper. Na siya. So, development length, deformed bars, calculated in accordance to the section or 200 mm. And then, greater than of these equations. Yes, lastly is, diremani siya ang modification factors for deformed wires and bars which is in compression. Kato ko ganiya is puro to siya, tension. Given na gyapon ang values ani kay di na mo mag-worry. Ang inyo lang dapat kabalo mo gamit. So, natay development length nga 90 degree ang hook, napoy 180 degree ang hook. Then, what else? This, gikan ni siya sa NSCP, kani siya NSCP, kani siya ka ACI, American Concrete Institute. Okay? Diba? I like this one. Mas nice di siya gamiton. Ito ko na-appreciate. Development for bundle bars. I think na-introduce na yun sa lecture 1 sa inyo ha. Bundle bars. Pero i-reiterate lang na to. So, groups of parallel reinforcement bundled in contact to act as a unit shall be limited to 4 in any one bundle. Ano siya? So, development length for individuals with a bundle in tension or compression shall be that of individual bar increased to 20% of the 3 bundle bar and 33 for a 4 bundle bar. So, example, if this is a 3 bundled bar, whenever you get the, example na to, butang 3, nakuha pa rin. Ito na to, 22 mm. 22 example ha, Saturn lang 40 mm na lang. So, you will have to multiply this one with the development length. Initial development length nimo is 40, pero dapat ang LD nimo 40 mm multiply na nimo to 1.2. Nga naman kay that's 100% times plus pag 20%. So pila man na? Calculate kay kalaban ta kay 1.2 times 40. So ina na siya. 48. So imo final answer for the development length should be 48 mm. So ina na siya nga case. Pero if ang imo daw bundle is upat, butang na to for 50 mm. 50 mm na siya. So, you will have to multiply it with, pila daw, 33%. 33. So, 1.33 na siya. So, your new LD is now 50 times 1.33. Pila man? 66.5. So, that is 66.5 mm. So, muna siya rin mong answers. Ano siya? Kung naka-bundled bars ang imuhang reinforcements. A unit of bundled bar shall be treated as a single bar with an area equivalent. So, mo to kung gihipahimo sa inyo before, nga from upat ka bars, ato siyang equivalent to a one single bar. So, this is a 4 bundled bar and let's call it this time ang D sub E. So, kaya naman ang code nga, i-treat siya as one single bar. So, unsa kon mapagkuha sa equivalent bar kung upat, so that's pi over 4 dB squared times pila lang ka bulk number sa bar is equals to pi over 4 dE squared. Ano lang? I-equate nimo silang duha para makuha nimo si D sub E. Okay, gets? Hana siya. Ako sa ning erase, kay dagan kay ko ganit. Hana. And then bundled bars shall be enclosed with transverse reinforcement. Bundled bars in compression members shall be enclosed by transverse reinforcement of at least 9 number 4 in size 12 mm. Bars larger than number 11 shall not be bundled in beams. So hooks, when sufficient space is not available to anchor tension bars by running them straight for being their required development lengths as required by the code, hooks may be used. So, hooks are considered ineffective for compression bars. Dili siya effective if compression imuhang gamitan sa imong hooks for development length purposes. So, muna siya imong main bars, di ba? And then, stirrups, as you can see. And, muna si hooks. Makita ninyo, hooks. Kani siya, muna siya. Mao po ni si hooks, stirrups. When sufficient is not, I think, gi-introduce na po ni during lecture 1. Lecture 1 ni siya. And I bet na ano mo yung assignment bahin ani lecture 1. O di ba? From lecture 1, we are now down to lecture 11. Grabe. Grabe kadali ang panahon. So, hooks are effective mo itong gingon for compression. So, kung 90 degree, mo na gamiton, and then for 180 degree, mo na siya gamitan. Pero, mas reliable, depende actually yun, if pila gamiton. So, sample problem number 1. Sige. The concrete beam shown is reinforced with upat daw katag 25 mm. Bar epoxy coated with FY na siya given. And compressive strength of FC prime. Assume normal weight. So malamang imong lambda ani is just 1. Using NSCP 2015, compute the development length. Using this table. Diba? KTR and KTR 0. So, palaban tani nga table. Obviously, kani ang mo govern kay imuhang gigamit nga main bar rebar here is 25 mm, right? So, nakuha na to si value ni casting position og ni epoxy nga side. So, natay FC prime, natay DB, natay FY, pero wala tay casting og epoxy. So, based diri sa table, unsa man natong gamiton diri? Unsa may gigamit diri? From the table, casting position, wala may specify if pila siya ka mm kalayo. So, that's, direta mo fall sa other. So, that's 1, diba? From the bottom bar. Now, diri pud ta kang epoxy, clear cover less than 3 dB or spacing less than 6 dB. So, kani siya 1.5. So, that's epoxy, 1.5. Epoxy coated with clear spacing less than 6 dB. And then, take note nga dapat ma-check nimo ang product ni casting position of epoxy. Dapat dili siya mo exceed sa 1.7. So, that's 1 times 1.5, that's 1.5. And that's lesser than 1.7. So, that's okay. So, plug in lang nimo si FY, that's 414, nara. FY, and then the casting position, the epoxy, 1.7 times your lambda, normal weight of concrete, tara. And then square root of FC prime, that's 24.1, and then multiply it with D sub D. So, nakay answer ng 1860.26 mm. So, sa second na po nga problem, ana siya value with computed value of KTR. So, kaunsa na to si KTR. So, same lang gyapon na to ang modification factors nga gamiton. And then, sa S lang tingali is, ang atong gamiton is 1. So, CB is lesser than of this following condition. So, the distance from center of a bar or wire to the nearest concrete surface. So, that's 75. Clear cover niya, no? And then, 1/2 of the center-to-center spacing or wires being developed. So, that's 1/2 tas 75. So, mas mo govern ang lesser value, that's 37.5. So, KTR is equals to 40 times pila ka legs, duha man, di ba? That's pi over 4, pila may gigamit rin. Naman day detail note diri o nga 10 mm gigamit. So, that's 10 squared times 2 legs and then times 150 times 4. That's spacing na diri and then pila ka rebars. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, that's 4 rebars. And then, that's 10 over 3 pi mm. So, plug in lang nimo. So, 1 over 1.1 Fy 414 lambda square root of 24.1 times epoxy, I mean casting position, epoxy, and then size plus divided by rather C sub B, the lesser value 37.5 plus 10 over 3 pi all over di mo sa diameter of bar, which is 25, and you will yield to an answer of development length of 14 1498.24 mm. And then C, K sub Z, C is, KTR is 0. So, ilisa lang ito ni mong nasolve ni mo as 0. So, mas 0 na siya. So, obviously, kanilang man ang ana pa 37.5. Mugamay siya. 1916.63 mm. Second problem, a 400 mm wide cantilever beam is reinforced with 4-28 mm diameter top bar uncoated with Fy is equals to 276 MPa and concrete compressive strength of Fc prime of 27.6 na siya assume by assume side top and bottom cover to be greater than 60 mm. So magamit siya sa location casting position pod using another 400. Using NSCP 2015, we are to determine the development length if ang bars kay straight, 180 degree hook, and 90 degree hook. So, gamit ratog similar table. So, muna siya, pilay bar gigamit, 28. So, mura gyapon nga equation. So, let's extract that equation. What are the grounds stated here? Normal weight concrete, malamang normal weight, so malamang 1 ra gyapon na. And then, for the T, casting position, more than 300 mm. So, mo 1.3 ta kay 400 man na. Diba? And then, sa epoxy naman, pilig butang. 6 dB, 3 dB less spacing lesser. So, uncoated, kani ang ni govern. Uncoated or zinc coated. Uncoated. Amo pa state dire guys. Uncoated. Tora. So, 1 ang gamiton nga epoxy uncoated, and then checking sa nato ang product ni casting position og ni epoxy. So 1.3 okay ra day. So plug in lang ka na kay FYT 1.3 sa imuhang casting. Epoxy is 1 all over 1.7 times 1 square root of FC prime, that's 27.6 na kay may yield nga answer to be 1124.882 mm. Now, for the second problem, if gamiton is 180 degree hook, so shall be determined standard hook. Muna siya nga table. From the table, mora gyapon epoxy, uncoated, cover, it's 1, and then other C, confining reinforcement. Kay mo naman ni ang mga variables nga gamiton. So that's 276 76 times 1 times 1 times 1 all over 4.17 times 1 square root of 27.6 times 28, and then that is 352.76. 8 dB is 28 times 8, so that's 224, and then 150. So mas larger man daw, so ang mo govern is 352.76. Now the final answer is 352.76. Ana lang siya kadali. And then lastly, if 90 degree hook ang gamiton, kanin siya 0.7, ana siya, dili ay 1, and then 1. So no specific stirrup, spacing, or confinement details are provided to meet the requirements for the 0.8 factor. Pareha rin eh. Ano siya? So, third problem, determine the development length required for the uncoated bundled bars. So, ang atong himuon ni kay kuha na to ang iyang equivalent diameter first. So, ano siya? Muna siya ang mga modification factors nga gamiton guys. So, ang imuhang casting position is 1, imuhang epoxy is 1, and then sa imuhang size, it's 1 because it's 25 mm diameter. So, muna siya imong equation. For bundled bars, we'll use the equivalent diameter. So, muna siya. Di ba kay tulo man na sa isa ka bundled bars? 1, 2, 3. So, area ani sa isa ka bar times pila ka bar. Tapos, area of a diameter, area of a circle, pero this is the unknown. Diba? D sub E lang atong ibutang for equivalent diameter. And then that's 43.3. So lesser that CB is lesser of this distance. So that's 50 clear cover plus 10 stirrups plus 43.3 divided by 2. So that's 81.65. 1/2 of the center to center. So that is 1/2 of the 250 minus 10 times 2 minus 43.3 times 2 divided by 1, that's 71.70. So this is now what will govern. So mo lang na siya ang bag-o. So that's 1873.31. So according to NSCP, mo to kung giingon, nga development length for individual bars, kay basta bundled bars, di ba na siya multiplier. Pag tulo, 20%, pag upat, 33%. So since mo na ito na-solve, multiplier lang na ito 1.2. So that's 2247.97, and that's already the final answer for this problem. And then, I think last problem for this topic. The forces in the column bars are to be transferred in the footing as shown. So, connection ni siya sa footing na ito. Ganyan ang mga beams and columns. So, nasa given nga column and then footing pod. Assume normal weight. Calculate the development length down in the footing and then calculate the development up into the column. So, siya. Calculate the development down into the footing. Take note. Natin conditions, length calculated in accordance to this section and then 200. So that's pila imuhang confinement, reinforcement, nga modification factor. Mura man imong need nga i-obtain. So based on this, kay compression, pila iyang confinement, reinforcement. So that's the other one ra gyapon. So 0.24 times Fy times your confinement reinforcement divided by the lambda square root of Fc prime times dB, you will be obtaining 607.10. And then for the second equation, that's 0.043 times Fy times your confinement reinforcement multiplied by the diameter of your bar. So that's 449.46. And take note, ang greater sa A and B. Okay? So that's 200 mm. This is already the final answer. And then B is into the column. Mao lang gyapon, but ang ma-change is ang imuhang FC prime. Kay mo ang gamiton here is sa column na. So this is now the value. Okay? So for a while lang guys, ako lang sa i-mute. Hello? So, we're back. Diri na ta sa atong last topic which is the lap splicing. Ang gamay lang ni siya, guys. So, according to NSCP, natay mga standard nga splicing, and we also have uh, mga rule of thumb sa construction para mas mapadali ang trabaho, no. Splicing is technique na siya nga gina-employ to effectively transfer force between reinforcement bars. This method includes joining and overlapping the bars, ensuring a connection that maintains a minimum gap between them. Field splices of reinforcing bars are often necessary because limited commercial bar lengths available, requirements in construction joints, and changes from bars to smaller sizes. So, splicing may be done by welding, by mechanical connections, or most frequently by just lapping bars. And lap bars usually are tied in contact. So, according to NSCP 2015 425.5 splices, so, ana siya nga, ang lap splices shall not be permitted for bars larger than 36 mm bars. So, dili pwede mag lap splice kung dagko na imuhang rebar greater than 36 mm. So, napod tayo for contact lap splices, minimum clear spacing between the contact lap splice and adjacent splice bars kinasay requirements. And then for non-contact splices in flexural members, the transverse center-to-center spacing of splice bars shall not exceed the lesser of 1/5 the required lap splice length, end of 150. So, other than that, napapod siya conditions, mga bundle bars. So, ani nga portion na atay tension lap splices or LST for deformed bars and deformed bars in tension shall be in accordance to this table. So, NSCP 2015 actually divides lap splices into two different classifications. Na siya duha ka classifications A and B. Depending on the percentage of bars spliced on a given length on the reinforcement stress at the splice. So, natay murag ano ba itong naka-pattern, and we also have ngayon ani sa gonson. So, in this table, natay mga lap splice lengths for deformed bars and deformed bars in tension. So, that is, if ang imong ratio sa A sub S provided and AS required is greater than 2, so muna siya ang gamiton, and then other than that, gamiton na gyapon ni siya ang mga values sa second. So if bars of different sizes are lap spliced in tension, LSD shall be greater of L sub D of the larger bar and LST of the smaller bar. For lap splices lengths of deformed bars in compression, compression lap splices length of 36 mm or smaller deformed bars in compression shall be calculated in accordance to these two tables. Two equations rather. So if your yield strength is lesser than 420, LSC is the greater of 0.071 FYDB and 300 mm. If your yield strength is larger than 420 MPa, L sub SC is the greater of 0.13 FY minus 24 dB and 300 mm. So, for FC prime less than 21 MPa, the length of lap shall be increased by 1/3. And then, compression lap splices shall not be used for 36 mm. And then, where bars of different size are lap spliced in compression, LSC shall be greater than LDC of larger bar calculated in accordance to this table. Murag na ano na ni kaganan introduce with in joints. Gi-introduce na ako ni kaganiha nga na siya grounds asa ka pwede mag lap splice. So mo ni siya ang splicing of continuous beams. So splice bottom bars or near the bottom at the near support. So ang ako lang if inyong i-observe din mo na siya ang ginatawag nga beam to column detail. Mo na siya. So makita nimo nga diri nag-splice siya ani nga portion and then naapod siya sa top bars. Na siya. And then splicing for columns. So if this is your footing, so naa siya permitted nga each over each one third, each 2/3. Then L sub 0 dayon ni diri. L sub 0. Then this is your footing. So mo na siya inyong gamiton guide sa inyong beam to column detail and column to footing detail. Splicing for suspended slabs, mo ni siya ang splicing. Bottom bar splices to be located at supports. Mo ni siya proper. Improper. So, example number, pila na lang man ni ka-examples na bilin. Isa ra, uy. End na yun. So, a 300 by 350 reinforced concrete column with 25 mm diameter bars are to be lap spliced. The column will be subjected to compression only for all load combinations. All vertical bars are assumed to be fully stressed. Using NSCP 2015, calculate the required splice length given these values. So, to be lap spliced with 25 mm and then 20 mm diameter column bars. So, first is this ground nga to be lap spliced with 25 mm diameter column bars. So, for FY, lesser than 420, pila man lesser than or equal to 420. So, kani ang gamitan sa LSC. So, 420 man siya. So, case 8 So, that's 0.071 FYDB. So, that's 0.071 420 times 25. And that's 745.5. And then, LSC, or ang isa na condition is 300. So, muna siya ang ni-govern. So, the final answer is 745.50. And then, for the second is 20 mm. So, ang second case B ang ni-govern. Case A pa day for 20. Pareram day, sorry. That's 596. Muna siya ang table nga gamiton. So, that's 596.40. From section 425.4.9.2, use DB original rebar. So, muna siya ang LDC. And then, simplify ni mo ang two equations na kay 451.50 and 476.24. LDC is 200 na pod. So, sa tanan-tanan, ang ni-govern is 596 gyapon. Mas taas, mas better. So, 596.40. And then, example of actual splicing. So, ako siya ipagawas tanan ni mga detailing, no. Mo ni siya ang ginatawag nga rule of thumb sa construction. So, as you can see, manggod, mo siyang ginaingon nga pag mag-lap splice kag beam, so 40 dB. Dayon, ang imuhang development length is just 12 dB. See construction notes, depende na gyapon na. So, according to this, ang top bars or mo ni siya ang ginatawag nga negative moment region. Mo ni siya ang typically splice at midspan LN over 2, where the negative moment is minimal or 0. So, wala kayo moment here. This is labeled as LSC, compression splice in the diagram. No? Kung ato na pang next. So, what else? Sa bottom bars na pod, sa positive moment region, these are spliced near the supports or at a distance of h over 2 or ln over 3. from the face of the column where the positive moment is minimal. This is labeled as LST or tension splice. Ano siya? Decompression, LSC, and then ano siya? LST for the tension. So, yay! We're done with our entire semester's discussion. So, from lecture 1 to lecture 11, I definitely hope that you have learned important uh, knowledge about what is it like for the subject or the principles of reinforced or pre-stressed concrete. So, magpadayon ta sa pagkat-on. We will not stop here, and please do not forget these lessons that you learned in this semester, especially in this subject, because you will definitely be needing this one, especially when you take your board exam and at the same time when you are already in the field working together with us engineers. So once again, this is Engineer Dea, and I'm so proud of the growth that you have been, and see you when I see you. Bye everyone, and see you again someday as engineers.